Good morning. Welcome to the Why Not Today show.
Hi.
I've been waiting for just the right moment to start living the life of my dreams. I was hoping some magical moment would come rescue me. But it hit me today. There's no better time to begin. This day I've been given is my day to start living, so I'm jumping in. Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? Good morning.
Autumn.
I've been searching in all the wrong places for the courage to follow my dreams, but I finally discovered the power lies inside of me. I could spend my life waiting for something to show me the way, but I would be missing the wonderful blessing of embracing today. Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm learning to fly. But how will I know how high I can soar if I never try? Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? Why not today? Why not today? Why not today? Good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Why Not Today show with Eric Dodge and Laurel Dodge. We are here to help motivate with hope, health, and happiness. How are you today, Laurel?
I'm good.
Mother?
I wore my St. George shirt today because we're talking about vacation versus staycation.
Yes, we are.
But I have a question.
Okay.
Did you exercise your no muscle this week?
Actually did. I did.
Oh, and you still have friends?
I may have lost a few friends.
Okay.
I may have lost a few, but I did use the no muscle, and I've been working on it. So
good. I know a few of you have and have posted things.
I have a phone that rings. I wonder how I can turn that off.
Well, we'll just pretend it's not
Can
there.
you ignore my office phone? It's a big booking coming in.
It is. Or somebody saying, get off. Your show's awful.
How is that? Can you guys hear?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Laurel okay? We got her own microphone this week, and I wondered how the volumes are coming through. And hopefully that works out okay.
And it's a little bit dangerous because I have asthma.
Yes.
And I'm allergic to Eric's dogs.
And there's 2 dogs on the floor
and they're
next
right
to us.
Here. So
I'm allergic to dogs
I love
too.
them and I want to be around them. So we just deal with it. So if you hear me cough a little bit, it's just my asthma rocking a little bit.
She's not sick.
That's okay. We just deal with it. Okay. Should we talk about vacations?
Let's talk about it.
Okay. There was a study done, and I would have liked to sign up for this study. They had people take a survey. Okay. And then they paid for them to go on a trip. How do people find these deals?
I'd like to be paid to go on trips.
And then they came back from the trip and they did the exact same survey, and I've got a few of the results. You want to hear them?
Yep.
You go on a vacation and you start to look at life from an entirely different vantage point.
This is true.
When you go out and you see different things and different ideas, the idea of being spontaneous no longer freaks you out.
Okay.
Let's talk about being Eric. Okay, I need to read a little bit and then you tell your story.
You're good.
Once your perspective on life has been changed, unanticipated changes don't derail you quite like they used to. So, Eric, tell us about...
Well, so most of you already know that I travel. I travel a whole lot. And when I had my midlife crisis that's still not over, I decided to start traveling everywhere. And I went on a singles cruise, actually, and we ended up in where were we? Western Caribbean. And I had booked an excursion called the Shark Encounter, and you get to swim with sharks. And I was excited about this because it's nerve-wracking, it's scary, but I found that when you do these crazy, scary things on vacations, you come back with memories and stories. So as I got off the boat to do this excursion with shark swimming, it turns out that nobody else on the entire cruise ship signed up for it. I was the only one. And so they canceled my excursion because there wasn't enough interest. And I was like, wow, nobody wants to swim with sharks except me. And so I didn't know what to do. Everybody else had gone off on other excursions and I was by myself. So I seen this guy that was asking everybody to go on a tour in his van. And this was in Belize, by the way. And he was wearing... I look back at this. He was wearing a military army outfit, and I said yes. I jumped in the van, and I was in this big van full of foreigners. I was the only one who spoke English.
You were a foreigner to them.
I was a foreigner to them. Well, they were all different countries because they'd all got off this cruise ship, and we jumped on this van. And it drove us around Belize, and then we went out into the jungles. And I remember trying to get Wi-Fi to send you a picture of this tour I was going on, just in case I didn't come back. And
I didn't need to see that. Okay.
If I don't make it back to the boat, I'm on this white van in Belize. And we ended up going out to these Mayan pyramids. It was clear out in the jungles. It was like about a 4-hour drive back and forth. And it was one of the neatest things. Like I'd gone to Tulum the day before, and they're all fenced off, and you can't get close to them, and you can't do anything. But these were so rugged and wild. You could walk right up the pyramids and climb on them and go through the little tunnels and halls. And some of them had not been uncovered all the way, so you could still see the mounds of dirt that they were under. And it was really neat. And when we got back to the boat, it was like one of the greatest experiences ever. And because I decided to say yes on this vacation and try something that was totally out of my comfort zone. And this happened many times. There's lots of stories, the flat tire in Carousel and just a lot of crazy things that we've done. The hiking the jungles of Hawaii, going to Mexico, riding on the bicycles with the guys pulling us around. And, my nephews call me the loose cannon because I just jump into things and try it. And it's been a lot of fun and created a lot of great memories.
And it showed them to be a little braver. Okay, back to the survey. So Another one of the results they found, you're completely removed and freed from your comfort zone. So that's what you were just talking about.
Willow says she's glad I wasn't kidnapped.
Oh,
and they wouldn't have got much out of me if they were trying to get ransom. So
yeah.
I think they might have already known that.
They could tell.
I'm a singer, not a businessman. So
okay, another one. You're more open to meeting and making friends with new people. So you probably made friends with some of these people.
I did. I remember specifically getting up one day on the boat and going to the hot tubs by myself. And I was sitting in there with some people and we were visiting and we had a great conversation and I didn't even know them and it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Another thing the survey said that's going to shake your world, Eric.
Okay.
You learn that there's a huge difference between Facebook friends and real friends.
This is true.
You need to get out in the world.
This is true. In fact, there is studies now that show that people can't have more than 150 real contacts in their life. That's the circle. So on Facebook, we have thousands of contacts, and they find that people are less happy the more people they try to spread their, whatever it is, their friendship amongst, because they feel inadequate, that they can't take care of that many relationships.
Okay. And the survey also came up and said your creative juices are on overdrive. So once you go out into these other areas, other countries, anywhere on vacation, it makes you become more creative. What do you think about that?
So here's the story of Carousel. We wanted to rent a car, beautiful little island in the Caribbean, and the rental car place was sold out. So we found a place in town that was a it wasn't like an Avis, or it was just a person renting cars. So we rented this car and we went all the way across the island, and I got a flat tire in the car. And I pulled over and got into the trunk to take it out, and there was no spare in the trunk. And so we're sitting there in this jungly area of a foreign country, little island, and these guys start coming out of the trees, and they don't have like shirts on and stuff. And I'm nervous, and they actually offer to help us with a tire. And I said, well, I don't have a jack or a spare tire. And they spoke broken English. And one guy said, oh, I'll help you out. And he goes up the road and he comes back with a jack. And okay, no, I had a spare tire, but I didn't have a jack. So he brings the jack down. We get the car jacked up, and we change the tire. And then he brings down a jug of water, and he washes my hands off with water and a rag. And I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. So I gave him a $20 bill, and I thanked him for his help. And he said, you know, you don't have to give me any money, but I appreciate it. He goes, all I want you to do is go home and tell the rest of the world that the people of Curacao are very kind and friendly, and that we want you to visit our island. And that's what they did it for, he said. So.
And that's nice. Were you with strangers on that one, or
just people I'd met on the cruise? People I'd met, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing.
It was neat.
You know, there are good people all over the world.
Good people in every walk of life,
people.
every different, everything, every race, religion, all good people.
Okay, so back to the survey. Those were things they found out from doing this study. And I want to talk to you a little bit about vacation. A vacation is not for everyone.
Right.
Vacations can wear you out.
It can be very expensive.
If there's someone in your family, the mom or the dad, that's the packer and the planner and the organizer and the goer, they come home exhausted.
Right.
Exhausted. Many years ago, we used to take the kids to Disneyland every year fall at UEA break. Mm-hmm. And if I'd been smart, because once we'd get down there, everybody in St. George did that. And we'd run into all our neighbors. Now, if I'd been smart, I would have just passed a kid off to each neighbor.
There you go.
Send them all to Disneyland.
Great idea.
And me and Dad would stay home and have a staycation. If I'd have been smart back then.
Yeah, that reminds me of a Disneyland story, too. We could go on all day about these stories.
Go on with your Disneyland.
We went to Disneyland, me and my brother Ashton, and a few of our friends. And Ashton and I are not high rollers like some of my other siblings, possibly. And so we stay in very cheap 1- and 2-star hotels. And we found this really cheap one that had like this double joining room, so we could save some money with all 4 of us. And it was terrible. The air conditioner didn't work. The toilet was broken. So we got them to switch us into a different room. And there was a lady banging on the window next to us, screaming that her son wasn't answering the door. And so Ashton had to break in the window and climb in the room, and he had a drug overdose.
Oh.
He was fine. He was alive. He was just passed out. And so in our hotel, Ashton climbed through the window, unlocked the door, and got them in, and they got the guy help. But that's what happens when you stay in luxury resorts, like 1-star hotels next to Disneyland. So.
Well, and we went to Hawaii and had to break into the house that we had
That's right.
arranged to stay.
We climbed through the window that day, too.
And he climbed through that window.
Yeah.
We're kind of trouble.
We are. We definitely know how to vacation.
Let's talk about staycations a little bit more.
Staycation is different. Yes.
A staycation means you stay in your town, you stay in your home, you stay in your area. And some things I found out about it, which you probably already know, is it's cheaper. Okay? It's cheaper.
Rose says the word is inexpensive.
Rosalie, it's inexpensive. Okay.
And memorable.
It's easier to get there. No waiting in lines. Now think about this, waiting in lines, airport security, no screaming children except your own, usually. No jet lag that can mess up your body. So sometimes staycations are a great option.
They are good. Less
planning is involved. Okay, we used to do a lot of staycations here in St. George because we live in a glorious area.
We actually still do. We go to the mountains a lot. We camp a lot. Staycations are easy. 1 day, 2 day, during the day, picnics, campouts.
Well, we're what, 45 minutes from Zion's. So
Zion,
Z-I-O.
There's a grammar police nowadays make you not put the S on.
Well, it's Rosalie. She's the one telling us that.
That's right.
But I used to take the kids up there, and they had day camps and hikes. Another thing, we're 40 minutes from Pine Valley Mountain.
Yes.
High country.
Hour away, a little over an hour from Bryan Head. We have
skiing.
10,000 foot peaks with mountains and pine trees and snow and rivers. And we have the deserts down here in the winter with the beautiful red rocks. And so, I mean, we're not doing this as a tourist thing, because we don't want any more people to move here, but we want it all to ourselves. We want, go ahead and move away, all you that don't want, but we love it. We love Southern Utah, and obviously everyone else does too, because it's blowing up.
Well, we moved here, there were 10,000 people.
Now there's 120.
And now there's 120 or so. So we have a little bit of shock with that.
Yeah.
But
staycations are very, very good.
Okay.
I do them all the time, and they do save you money. They save you stress. They save you time, and you can do them a lot more often than vacations. Tourists talking about going to Hawaii. We love Hawaii. It's very fun. It's busy there in some places, but it is also a beautiful destination to visit. So.
Well, and look at your own local area and your own town and the things you can do there. Less planning is involved. I already said that. People. The people on your staycation. So you don't have to go to Disneyland and I'm just a little people phobia.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Anybody that wants to pay for me to go with them, all expenses, I can carry bags, drive rental cars.
You used to do that a little bit,
Marla used to take me with her, and I would work my way to enjoy my vacations.
Oh, what opportunities she gave you too. It was kind of fun.
Happy to do that.
So.
St. George moved here in 1984.
Long time ago.
Yep.
You were just a little kid. So think about a staycation, especially whoever the packer is. And I think Cammie said she was the packer. The best staycation I have is during the deer hunt. All the boys for years and years and years have gone with their dad and grandpa, and they go, you don't really hunt. You go more camp and be around together.
Eat and drive four-wheelers.
You say you're going deer hunting, but you go just relax.
We don't even like deer meat.
And my daughter and I would get together and we would watch chick flicks and we'd go out to eat every meal for the whole weekend. And these boys would think we were just suffering and struggling and, how can mom stay home alone? Are you going to be okay? And they'd leave and we'd wave and dance and cheer. And, you didn't know that, did you?
I'm okay with that.
I'm sorry. Discover your own community. Discover your own town. Discover the things in your area and just relax and enjoy yourself. You can do a staycation and disconnect.
This is true.
You put away your phones, you put away your computers, you just pretend like you're not there, but relax and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, my friend Laurie called them retreats. They would cut their phones off and they would not watch TV. They'd read books and light candles, and they would just relax and meditate and listen to music and do all kinds of things. She called them retreats.
Can we watch chick flicks?
I guess so.
Which is your favorite? Post on here which you like to do, staycation or vacation. They're both. We all love a fabulous vacation, but I come home pretty tired.
And they cost a lot. They do cost a lot of money, and then you don't need to spend that kind of money to have a great time. So do that and enjoy that, and post your comments on how you did with last week's working on your no muscles, like saying no to people, saying no to time sucking and things like that.
Okay, and Eric, I bought your present.
Well,
Did you have something to say?
I was just going to say maybe there's been a little friend watching us today. Besides the two dogs that are right here on each side of us.
Well, did I lose your present?
No, I got it right here.
I bought Eric a present, and he's going to wear it all week because we're going to talk about it next week. What do you think?
New hat, brand new hat. I'm going to wear this around town. And
Anybody
then we
that
have a
sees,
little friend back there watching us, between us.
anybody that runs into Eric out and about, take a picture of him.
I'm really surprised that nobody noticed that little guy back there.
Oh, they probably did, but
no comments.
You know, we don't talk about these things. Okay.
Like nobody noticed it.
Healthy gut. When I worked as a registered nurse, it wasn't with the patients asking them how their pain was, how their movement was, how they were feeling, how they were anything. It was, did you have a bowel movement today? I mean, any of you that have been in the hospital.
Poop head. I like that.
Anybody that's ever been in the hospital.
That's the
and our
censored
little
version.
kids and the little old people, we all just get so concerned about it. So we're going to talk about healthy gut next
Well,
week,
and the big thing now is probiotics and eating different types of foods.
Yeah.
And things. I get it. I understand that. And we can we'll talk about that more next week.
Yeah.
We'll get into details, but please like our page. Not too many details.
Poop details.
We talk about the dogs because they are both very healthy in that area.
Oh my gosh.
And
they do it right in front of you.
They have no
shame.
No shame. They think they actually are proud of it. Like it's a game for them.
So you wanted to talk a little bit about a commitment you were going to make besides your hat.
So this show is about hope, health, and happiness. And one of the things that I have struggled with lately is my health, and I have to do something about it. So I'm committing to all of you that this week I will be tracking more and eating better, and I'm going to try to lose some weight by next week. I can't commit to a number because I don't know how that's going to turn out, but
because I won't let you.
Hold me to it. Next week I would like you to ask me, how I did. And speaking of the cucumbers, you saw me post that on Facebook. Michaeline sent me a wonderful recipe for mint lemon cucumber water, which is what I'm drinking right now on this show. I went and got some really good spring water with a high pH level, and I added mint leaves to it and the Armenian cucumbers that I grew, as well as a fresh lemon. And I'm drinking that to help kick off the week of Eric trying to get his health back. So those of you, do not bring me cookies or cakes or food unless it's healthy food. And
no, you don't need people to bring you food.
I don't need any food. I don't need any food.
You get derailed when you.
I've got a garden and vegetables and fruits. I'm good to go. So I just need to eat better. So that's my commitment. I hope you all make a commitment to bring you closer to hope, health, and happiness. Those are the 3 keys to Why Not Today.
Can I say one thing?
You can.
If you guys think this is going to help somebody, share them, encourage them to follow our little. What is
movement.
this called?
It's a movement.
It's
the Why Not Today show movement.
Our Why Not Today kind of a bowel movement kind of thing, or just a
that would be for episode 5 is what that would be discussing. So.
And I noticed Helen said, Hazel said, it's everything.
It does.
You got to get that
inflammation. Everything boils down to that.
That gut healthy. So we're going to talk about a few little things on that. I want you to post a commitment.
Everybody that wants to, you can post it right on our page. You can post it under this video, or you can go to our YouTube channel, Why Not Today Lifestyle. You can go to our Instagram, Why Not Today Lifestyle, or here on Facebook. Post something you're going to do this week to work on the Why Not Today lifestyle. So,
and it doesn't have to be dieting or exercise.
No, it could be
sleep, more water.
We've talked about more sleep. We've talked
laughing more.
Yeah, we've talked about all these things.
Relaxing. And
those are all steps. So let us know. And I'm going to close the show today by singing a song called "It's a Wonderful World." And it's off of one of my CDs you can get on Amazon, and it's called "Never Walk Alone." Also, my book's available on Amazon. I appreciate all your support. I got a really nice letter in the mail this week about it. And I really appreciate the comments and feedback and letters I get on that, and knowing that it made a difference for you. So more walking, great commitment.
Got more walking.
So anyway, thank you for being here today on our Why Not Today show. Get out and do a staycation or a vacation. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself,
What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you all for being here.
Bye.
Why not today? See you next week, same time, same place.